The COVID-19 pandemic took a toll on many businesses, including those in the food and beverage industry. They bore the brunt of the economic shutdown here in the country and many parts of the world. A two-day virtual event, which starts today, hopes to support French food retailers, distributors, and small food owners, as well as Filipino farmers and small businesses that suffered since the onset of the pandemic. Now, to tell us more about Behind the Cuisines, we have French Ambassador to the Philippines, Michéle Boccoz. Bonjour, madame.
Bonjour. What a pleasure to see you.
It is our pleasure to have you. Welcome to New Day, of course. Now, Behind the Cuisines is a complimentary event to Goût de France, which is a global celebration of French cuisine. First, do tell us, please, all about what Goût de France is all about.
Well, we launch a global campaign every year called Goût de France. This is launched by the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and this is supported by one of our very famous chefs, Alain Ducasse, and all the embassies around the world participate in it. What we do is celebrate French cuisine, but also we want to promote a sustainable style of cooking. It's a yearly event. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold it last year because of the pandemic, but we're so happy that this year we have 7 Manila-based chefs. We call them our French food ambassadors. They open their service to public for traditional menus and offering some of our snippets of good French cuisine. Among them is, for example, Chef Miko Carlo of Metronome. She's trained in France under the great Joël Robuchon. We have the Michelin-starred chef Alain Reyes of Dr. Wine. We have Chef Sal del Rosario, who's very familiar face in the Filipino culinary industry, Chef Didier de Rouet, and a few others. So the French cuisine is, of course, technique, but it's also really the freshness of ingredients, which is something you find in abundance in the Philippines. And it's the interaction between the chef, the farmers, the community that provides the ingredients, and of course, the clientele that tastes the food. So today would be the last day when we're going to serve those menus, and I invite everyone to taste the French cuisine of Goût de France in Manila, and of course support the restaurant industry that really needs us.
You know, speaking of support, Ambassador, how are we to enjoy? I mean, part of enjoying a meal obviously is the food itself, but also the company. It's a little bit unusual now, but we do have options. We do have different ways of supporting. We can, organize attending dinner somewhere, but we can also, I suppose, in some way, in effect, order in or order out?
So we're organizing this month also, in the celebration of French gastronomy, we're organizing an event called Behind the Cuisine. And this is an event that is organized by the French Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines. That allows us to take a look at how the pandemic has changed the restaurant industry. And now we're exploring the opportunities to go into the new normal. We will have a list of speakers supporting this event. Today, we will have Trade Secretary Raymond Lopez, and we'll have Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat. Clearly, the food and beverage industry has been most affected by the COVID pandemic. Restaurants were the first to close, and their operations are now still significantly altered.
Ambassador, what can we expect in the Behind the Cuisines, webinars or online event?
Yes, absolutely. Behind the Cuisine is an online event we're going to launch today with the French Chamber of Commerce. We will have our ministers as speakers, our Minister Ramon Lopez and Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat. What we want to do really is, because the food and beverage industry was among the most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, now restaurants are beginning to open. And we really need to support them because the way of functioning has really significantly altered. The food and beverage industry has really been forced to adapt when indoor dinner was prohibited.
All right, is this an event, Ambassador, just for people or professionals in the food and beverage industry, or is this for anybody who appreciates cooking and French cuisine in general? Who can join this webinar, and how can we join?
Well, it is of course to support the beverage, food and beverage industry, but it's really for everybody. And we will have an event with the chef, with Erwan Youssaf, very well-known Erwan Youssaf, who will be doing a live cooking demo to show, in fact, not only the French, but a fusion between the French and the Filipino cooking and ingredients. And I think it will be really interesting because we are both so keen on fresh, good food. We are both Filipinos and French food enthusiasts. So he will be showing to the public, how to cook and to mix the ingredients and to be creating this cuisine. So it's open to the public. It will be streamed live on the Facebook page on the French Chamber of Commerce, so everybody can participate.
Fantastic. Lots to look forward to. Of course, last day today of the Goût de France. And if you're interested to take it a step further, the complimentary event behind the cuisine. Thank you so much again to our French ambassador to the Philippines, Michéle Boccoz.